Hello everyone. Today's topic is about two distinct psychologies of emotions. I am Ms. Soumya R, Assistant Professor from the Department of Psychology from Dr. S.N.S. Rajashri College of Arts. So about emotions, it is a psychological thing and how we go through our mental state will be expressed through the emotions. So, if when studying about the emotion, it can be divided into two parts: organic approaches to emotion, centered or mental approaches to emotions. So, this slide and PPT is totally about the history of how the various professional authors have or the psychological pioneers have contributed to the concept on emotion. So, first theory based on the emotion is about William James and Carl Jung. William James in 1882, through his theory of emotion, proposed that there are a set of basic emotions such as anger and that each of these emotions has its own associated physical state, emotional measurement. Lane's theory was that emotions are influenced by physiological reactions to stimuli. Later, both the theories are combined and called as, say, James Lane's theory of emotions. From this theory, authors have concluded that the emotion is the physiological thing which will be aroused due to the physical state, which is, and the emotion can be measured through the physical state of the individual. So, for example, according to the James Lange theory, we would run from the bear automatically, and in the course of our running, would discover that we were afraid based upon the body's reaction to the stimulus. According to the James Lange, we feel emotions because we sense the change in our bodies. Thus, physiological responses by our bodies to various situations are interpreted by our bodies, and then situations are interpreted by our bodies, and then our minds, based upon those responses, constitute the emotion that we should be feeling. So criticism for this theory is it is easy to realize that although the physiological responses of the body may be contributed to our emotions, it is simply not the cause. James Land theory also fails to account for the idea that different people may have different reactions in different situations and that these differences would radically alter the spectrum of emotion as a whole. Wood called it a psychological pseudo-explanation that tries to explain away psychic facts with physiological observation. So, only contributing our emotions with their physiological state or reactions won't be the meaning for the emotion or won't be contributing to the exact state of emotions. That what the criticism states. Next theory is about Cannon's attack on James Lange's theory of emotions. This is more about Cannon Boat's theory of emotion. So, when visceral arousal cannot be perceived, some emotions that does not seem to be any reasonable way to specify visceral changes. That means the physiological changes that James had maintained should differ from emotion to emotional behavior may still be present. The perception and feedback from the autonomic nervous system discharge is so diffuse and distinct that one must assume that the viscera are essentially insensitive and could not possibly save the differentiation function that James positions requires. Autonomic nervous system responses are very slow and their slow onset on the order of 1 to 2 seconds would suggest that emotion should not occur within the shortened intervals. When visceral changes are produced by the artificial means, for example, by the injection of adrenaline, emotional changes seem to follow as matter of course. So, from this theory, Cannon would ingest that physiological changes is not only the source of emotion, but autonomic nervous system. But the physiological reactions are due to the autonomic nervous system's reaction to the situation. So post James period. In the Sanchez and Singer's experiments in 1962, which is the two factor theory of emotion, was raised for the